I did it! I got us live. Hi, everybody. Probably don't know who I am. My name's Deb Hilton. Welcome to Flock Around the Table. This is really episode 200 and something, but I didn't look it up in the book. So I'm going to make it 200. All right. I've been on the show now for 4 years, and you just haven't seen me for 30 days. So if you don't know who I am, hi, that's who I am. Sue will be back in a minute. She had to take care of a personal nature at the moment because she wanted to, excuse me, I got to wipe my nose. She wanted to take care of an issue that we have here. And I don't know if all of you remember back in the day before, months ago, like it would have been the end of September. Yeah, I haven't been here since the end of September because on October 4th, I started my journey to Singapore to pick up the Carnival Panorama to bring it to Los Angeles because it was in dry dock from November until October, just shy of a year. And Karen, hi! And so I have been around, and I don't know how many episodes you do while I was gone because I don't usually watch it because I was like, no, you should have said such and such. And, no, I should have told you this. So I'm very, very critical of myself, not her so much. She's really pretty cool about it. But we did change our format a little bit because, now that we've been doing this for 4 years, I felt we needed to have a little bit, and I write these things down, but then I never look at them. And some weeks I never even pay attention to the book at all. It sits in my bag. I mean to take it out unless I have to do something for somebody. So we were watching some of the talk shows and things that are going on. You know how everybody has these little cards that they look at that they want to ask questions and things. And they always say like, Jennifer Hudson on it or Jimmy Kimmel Live or whatever. So I went and made up our own Flock Around the Table cards. Isn't that great? So now when you see me taking notes or picking up a little thing, you'll know that we are part of a major cool environment. Yeah. And it's great to be back. And I've missed you all. And I talked about you all on the ship whenever anybody would ask me about my knitting, and I'll show you all that in a little bit. And what else can I tell you? Okay, Singapore is amazing. If you ever get a chance to go, get on that plane. I don't care how long the flight is, but get to Singapore. It's beautiful. The gardens are incredible. They have bougainvillea or whatever that flower is, and hibiscus, and all those flowers that grow along the equator, and it's like gorgeous. It's got orchids that are out and about. It's just the most amazing city I've ever been. You can eat everywhere. You can shop for everything under the sun. I'm on Singapore.
I see that.
And I already told them about our fun cards.
Yeah. You're supposed to be holding them up as you're talking.
I know, as I'm talking like this, but I'm going to use them to write because I'm supposed to have already written down on there what I want to say, but I didn't go there yet. I'll just kind of write as I go, sort of thing. And then I'm going to put them in a box by date so that some year when they do a retrospective on the wonderful world of Flock Around the Table, these two crazy women who've been on the internet for 45 years and can barely speak and have no teeth and everything else.
And the people have probably changed around the table 14 times.
Yeah, for sure.
In the 45 years because,
And they'll be going, this is the oldest podcast that's out there.
Yeah.
Check out these two.
This will be when YouTube becomes archaic and it's a new thing.
Something else.
It's a new brain.
I know, we can make ourselves artificial intelligence.
Yeah, AI. We're just AI generated.
Just AI generated, and we can do this.
Not really. They're not really there.
Yeah, we're not really here anyway.
You have to go to work.
I moved the number back. We're on episode 200 just because I didn't know where we were. So we're now at episode 200 with our new card.
We're actually episode 202.
Oh.
I put it on the
All right,
actual
so
thing.
we're 202, guys. I just jumped 2 episodes.
Because we only had one podcast while you were
while
gone.
I was gone?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Karen and Colleen both came over to
How wonderful.
fill in for you because,
get to see you
we
tomorrow.
needed 2 mouths to fill up your mouth.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I kept them busy for about 5 minutes here and they're all bored. You notice we only have 2 people watching. They're like, get out of here.
No, there's 8 people watching.
Okay, good.
But only 2 have commented.
Yeah.
Good morning, Diana.
Anyway, let's see, where was I? Okay, Singapore's amazing, beautiful city, expensive. You can eat everything under the sun there. I mean, they have restaurants.
Oh, sure.
And the funny thing
Of
is
course they
that
do.
they're all thriving. There's 10 of them in a row, and people get something from this one, and then they pick up there, and then they go across the street to pick up in there, and then they go home and they eat it. And that's how they do things there. Transportation was great. Beautiful, beautiful gardens, friendly people. We had a great time. The duck tour was so fun. It was really fun. We really did enjoy that. That was one of my most favorites. Then got on the ship, sailed to Vietnam.
Yeah.
That was different in Vietnam.
Yeah. It was different than what you were expecting it to be?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Well, first off, we docked in Phu Mai, which is like an hour outside of Saigon. Saigon, or Ho Chi Minh City, is landlocked.
Yeah.
So, but on a lake or river or something, so the ship couldn't get there.
Yeah.
So we had to take a bus. And when we first got off, I was so shocked because it's all those, like, down in Houston, where they have the houses up on stilts because of the water that comes.
Yeah.
And that's what these were. These were like, and they weren't all that great.
They had like thatch roofs and
things like that, and stuff. And if I saw one scooter in Vietnam, I saw 10,875.
Yeah.
They drive crazy in between.
Well, they drive crazy.
But they know what they're doing.
To your standards.
Right.
But
they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
If they have an inch in front of a bus, they just go.
They're going to take it.
And they do it. And so that was cool. The city itself was beautiful, very modern, up to date. Even found McDonald's, sent that picture. And they don't do McDonald's. A lot of their restaurants are sit-down restaurants. They're outside underneath tarps with little tables. And then because they do a lot of to-go. And the shopping in Vietnam was fun. And we went to a lacquer museum. And that was incredible. The artwork those people do were just, the water and I loved it. Then back on the ship and to Malaysia. And Malaysia was very similar, a little bit less developed in the area we were in than Vietnam. And you can tell Vietnam
Then like
downtown, like Saigon.
Like Saigon, not
outside of the city.
Okay.
It's still very, and even outside of Singapore, it's very
rural,
Asian.
Yeah,
it's very rural, and they're very content. Do they love their containers and what they've done with some of them.
Yes, I know.
They cut them in half, make an upstairs, put one downstairs for the garage. They pick them up, they drive them, and there was this guy who was actually on a bicycle, like one of those bicycle.
Yeah, a bicycle
taxi guy.
Yeah, a tut-tut.
That's it. And he's taking a small storage container down the street to his house. He picked it up at the dock, and he's just driving along the side of the road, as happy as can be. Like, this is what he did every day. And we're all sitting on the bus going, he's got to be 97. And he just, no teeth, and just waving his arm. It was just funky. And then on to Manila.
I know. It skipped Guam.
That was afterwards. In Manila, it was fine.
Yeah.
But we had trouble getting our QR code to get off the ship.
Oh, in Manila?
Yeah, they wanted a special information that they wanted.
Okay.
So they gave us this website, wouldn't cross over to Apple stores. Then my name, a Hilton name, a D Hilton came up. It wasn't Deborah, but I don't know what it was. They didn't want to give me one. So we went through Gale and I used Gale's. And then because of the hassle getting off the ship, I don't know why, we stood 2 hours in line like this on the stairs. You couldn't go up, you couldn't go down. It was awful to get off the ship. And we didn't do our tour. I did go in shopping, of course. Got to be able to get to shopping. I can get to shopping anywhere,
for
so
sure.
it doesn't matter. And they never even checked the code. Never once.
You're like,
We were so, and people were so upset. That was one of the worst parts of it. So you didn't get to see much in Manila. What I did see, they had beautiful parks. They've done a lot of work in the city as well. Coming out of Manila, heading on our way to Guam, it was going to be 3 days. We had an emergency.
Yeah.
And so we had to kind of turn around. Well, we were on way up here. The Philippines is like this. There's a bunch of islands, but the hospital is way down here.
Yeah.
And there's a storm in the Philippines. So the helicopter can't come up and get the guy.
Right.
So we turned around and wanted to take him. We were 100 miles from Taipei. However, the Chinese were having drills in the China Sea. They wouldn't let us through to take the person up. It would disturb they couldn't guarantee our safety. So they stabilized the patient. I think they brought out supplies, if I'm not mistaken. They stabilized the patient. And because this weather came through, it was like when we went to Greenland.
Yeah.
We were never gonna, and we didn't make it on time. We got to Guam. The patient got off in Guam, but none of us got off in Guam. I waved to it from the window at about 4:00 in the morning.
You just want to go to the cabin, but Captain, I
just
just want to step foot.
Guam.
Just one foot.
Just let me get there, please. Here, let me touch the guy that came over to get him, who was a U.S. Navy man.
Of course he
So,
was.
the same thing. And the other thing is his family did not want the patient in Manila. They couldn't afford to get him home. They didn't buy travel insurance. So they went to an American. Oh, yeah. They went
Naval
to
base.
Naval base so that the American Naval base would take care of him.
Of course.
So we didn't get off. So we had 10 sea days in a row. That was amazing. And then we got to Hawaii. Just Hawaii, But
Hawaii is Hawaii.
Hawaii's Hawaii. But I did go out to this great market out at the Aloha Stadium that they closed a few years ago.
What you were on Honolulu?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in Honolulu, on Oahu.
On Oahu.
And so we went out to on Wednesday. We were there Tuesday and Wednesday before Halloween. And on Wednesday, I got an Uber. I even did Uber in Singapore. Am I good or what? It's called Grab there.
Yeah.
So anyway, I went out to this massive flea market. Oh my God. It's huge. It was open from 8 to 3. I only stayed 3 hours. The sun started to come up and the clouds every freaking day. In the afternoon, it rained. And I'm not kidding. And in the Philippines and in Vietnam, they don't have little drops like here. They have drops like this. They're huge.
Yeah.
And they hurt. I mean, they're like, you look out the
Crashing on
window
you.
and they're going, is that rain or is it fog? It was,
It's crashing.
oh
on
my
you.
Lord,
Yeah.
it was unbelievable. And these people are driving in it on their scooters. I can't imagine that. Just can't. Best gum ever I got was in Vietnam.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was so chewy and so juicy. I was like chewing it, and I don't normally chew gum because I this.
Yeah.
Then, as we're coming back from Hawaii into Long Beach, speaking of chewing, my bridge falls out in the front. Well, thank God I had Tootsie Roll because I stuck Tootsie Roll underneath it and stuck it back on my teeth. And just to make sure I didn't drink anything uber hot to melt the Tootsie Roll.
Oh my God.
Went into the dentist on Wednesday and she's like, what is this goop that you put on? What is this? What did you eat? And I said, I put it back on with Tootsie Roll. And she's like,
you would.
Okay. I guess I'm never going to eat one again. Look what it held my tooth in, but what is it doing to the rest of your body? So anyway, that's a quick rundown of the story. So there you have it.
Yeah.
It was fun.
And
And
you're
I'm
back
back
on solid ground. Had to go to the acupuncturist because you were swaying.
I did. Oh my God, you should see me Wednesday
a mad
morning.
woman.
I was like doing more so than when I was on the ship. Because on the ship, you don't realize it.
You
just
don't realize
walking.
You're going like this.
You're just walking like this. You know, you just widen your step and everything. But I came down the stairs and I'm like going like this in the kitchen. And Mike goes, "What the hell's wrong with you?" And I said, "Huh? Stop moving." And he's like, "I'm not." And I'm like, "Yeah, you are."
Okay, I need to go to the acupuncturist.
I said, but I already had set that up because she even mentioned that too. She said, after 25 days, you might feel a little bit more than what you normally do. And I did. So she took care of that on Wednesday. So normally I would have slept all day and made up the difference. But then, and you know, of course, we're coming back and it's 8,000 degrees in Singapore with high humidity. It's only 7,000 degrees in Vietnam, but high humidity.
Right.
It's 7,000 degrees in Malaysia and there. Then we get toward a close to ground, we start coming down.
Right.
On the way to Hawaii, it got in the high 60s.
So now you're freaking cold.
And we're all frozen.
With high humidity.
With high humidity. So we're all kind of like, and it's chill and it's seeping in your bones and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, they ran out of sweatshirts. People were buying all the carnival sweatshirts because nobody had anything. You'd see people walking around in their winter coat, especially the people from Canada. We had over 60 countries on that ship, which was really kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was really
That is
neat.
cool.
Yeah, it was really neat to kind of run into somebody that was like, "Oh my God, you flew all the way over here. You know, which way do you come?" And they were from Ireland, and they came. They actually flew to Singapore over the States because it came from Shannon. If they had come from Dublin, they would have gone the other way.
Right.
But so it was really interesting to find out how people and where their stops were to get them to Singapore to get on the ship. Well, where did you fly through? You know, and it was like, oh, we flew Tokyo, or we stopped in Qatar, or that was like really.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that was because we were in Incheon for 6 hours, which is South Korea. Loved it. I loved the airport. The whole area was great. We did a little bus tour around that was just like within the vicinity of the airport to see what they did. And their security was really easy, real fast. It was so fun. We had a great time there.
Yeah.
Even though we were dog tired.
Right.
But, you know, flying 13 and a half hours from LA to there.
To South Korea. Yeah.
And the other big thing is the date line.
Yeah.
Going over, you don't know.
She was so confused. Oh. We were just like, just text us when the fuck ever. We don't care. We'll get it in the middle of the night. Like, there's like 10 or 12 of us or however many on our little group chat. Yeah. And it's like, Deb, if they don't want to hear the ding, they'll turn the ding off. Mm-hmm. Like, just fucking send us a shit whenever. She's all worried about when she's sending it.
I was, because I was thinking, oh my God, because my phone dinged.
It'll be 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know, who cares what time it is or what day it is.
Or I was so excited that I finished something I wanted to show them, so I just sent the thing. But it was very confusing because in the beginning, we were 12, 13, 14 hours ahead of you.
Yeah.
And then after we crossed the date line, we were behind you. Well, how in the fuck crossing an imaginary line do you turn into being 5, 6, 8 hours behind somebody?
Yeah. When 6 minutes ago, we were 12 hours ahead.
And then I picked up the box with my meds and it's the 27th again. And I took those. Now what do I do?
Right.
I have another whole day I'm supposed to do because it didn't cross my mind when I was filling my pods. Thank God I brought extra. But it was like.
But you didn't take them again, did you?
No, I did. I had to because it was an actual day. We actually fulfilled the day again. It's not like a thing. It turns over like about noon or so when we crossed. So in the morning, we were on the 27th. And in the afternoon, we were on the 26th going into the 27th. Yeah, it's so confusing. And then, of course, we moved forward the entire time. Yeah. So every couple of nights we'd go 1 hour forward and you felt like you were exhausted. Yeah. It's like I'm losing hours of sleep. I can't take this anymore. I could sleep in. It wasn't any big deal. But it was like, oh, my God, I have to go back. Yeah. That's the worst part. Flying might be easier. And it is easier because I've done it from Australia to Hawaii, where I've left at one time and I've gotten back 12 hours before we were supposed to
have left. Yeah.
That's a little bit easier, but this date line thing, OMG, it was enough to make you crazy. The only thing is I got an extra day of knitting in.
Right.
Yeah.
So Nancy, I'm glad you got the Advent, and I'm sorry that you have to wait until December to start opening them.
Oh, Nancy got her. That's right. You sent them out.
Oh yeah, I sent out. So it wasn't November 1st. It was like the 2nd or 3rd that I got the first run of Advents out. All of them, that the orders that had come in so far up until then. I got those out. And then I don't know if it was that day or the next day, a couple more orders came in. So then I made up 5 more to fulfill those 2 and then have a couple extra.
Sure. Yeah.
And now those extras are gone too. So I'll probably this afternoon, I'll probably make a few more.
Yeah. Just so that they're there in case somebody, it's like, oh shoot, I've only known about it for a few months, but I just didn't do it. You know? Well, you weren't thinking that way.
And my daughter came in July.
Yes.
I thought maybe you were to help me with the Advent things, and so she's my little organizer. Where my brain just tends,
I need her at my house.
My brain just tends to keep going and going like the Energizer Bunny inside of my head. My friends will know, like usually I don't speak a whole lot, but in my brain is going 1,000 miles an hour.
I have to get it out because then it will move on to the next subject.
And I'm constantly thinking of a different way to do something, or what if I do this or that, and it's constantly just going. And I don't know how to stop that and actually get something like an Advent and all the products and all the stuff that goes with it organized.
Yeah.
Right. That's where my daughter came in.
Yeah.
And she came in and she was like, oh, well, we're just going to do this, and this. And I'm like, all right, you just tell me what you want me to. So now I literally have 2 baskets that are knitting ones, 2 baskets that are crochet ones, and everything is all set up and labeled and marked and everything. All I literally need to do is pull one out of each one and wrap it up, put the sticker on it.
Very good.
Put it in the thing. Yeah.
It's enough. I don't know how
But then I ran out of, I decided the last minute that y'all were going to get something for the 25th.
Right.
And I had bought 1 pack of, like 10 or 15, whatever, just to see if I liked it. And I brought it up to you guys.
Right.
And I said, hey, what do you think of this? And you were like, that's really cool.
It was.
Well, then I completely forgot about it, but I put it up. I have little boards that show everything for each one. And I put it up there and I put it on the thing, and then I completely forgot about it. And the first round of Advents, I ran out and I had to order more.
Oh my God.
So, and then when I ordered more, I didn't realize that it wasn't coming the next day. I ordered them from Amazon, y'all.
Oh no. And it
was one of those where it's coming from the slow boat.
Yeah.
3 weeks out. So I'm like,
well, shit, it could have called. I could have picked it up.
Right. I should have just went, Deb, pick this plane. Yeah. So then I had to order them again from a different supplier where I knew I was getting them next day.
Oh my God.
It was just like,
yeah.
And then I wanted to send candy and whatnot with them. I had to wait until the very last minute, till literally after Halloween
to get
Christmas candy.
Oh,
I wasn't gonna hold on. Y'all weren't gonna get Christmas candy from last year.
Yeah.
No freaking way.
No, you're not gonna do that. That's
So and then it was very limited, the Christmas candy that I could get.
Yeah, because everybody was closing out.
Sad about that, y'all.
Yeah.
You didn't get the Christmas candy I wanted to put in there.
I was telling her, I said on the ship, of course they have, licensed, and they take tapes. And I think I've seen every episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives because it was constantly on, and it ran through. And they had a lot of Halloween stuff, all the movies and holiday baking, Halloween baking, Halloween this, Halloween that. Well, literally on November 1st, all the commercials and everything changed to Christmas.
Everything. I know.
On the ship. I was just like, am I going to go out of this room and there'd be no holiday decorations. I mean, Halloween decorations downstairs, but no, they didn't take them off. And I want to see this. You guys have to see this. I love it. I want that pattern. I got to do it. Your mom's got to give it to me. She'll share.
She'll share it, I'm sure.
Look at, oh my God, isn't that the best? I fell in love with it. I actually went searching for it online.
Well,
there's mom.
You can get them it's at the Stitchery.
Oh.
It's called the Stitchery. It's a kit. This exact one is on a website called the Stitchery. But there are similar ones where it's just chickens knitting, where like all 4 chickens are knitting.
Oh my God.
That they're on different sites.
Oh my, isn't that so cute?
And then she brings them over to me and says, "Would you frame these?" And I'm like, "Of course."
Sure.
Because it's going up in my yarn room.
Oh my God, isn't that's the best? We should probably put it behind this because we don't have our chicken Sharon with us anymore.
I can't show this one to them.
Oh.
But this is I can't show them because it's a gift
for
for you know who up in Minneapolis.
Oh my God.
I gotta frame this one too.
Oh, when she makes it
after it's
Christmas,
gifted, I'll show you guys.
Yeah, she can post it on the internet.
I'll take a photo.
Your
and put
mother-in-law does amazing work.
I know, right?
Just amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure the chicken one she had probably done in a week and a half.
Oh my God!
But this one is huge,
and wonderful. Oh, I love
By the way, she asked, I asked her, I said, like we have all of this knitting stuff that's like in our room.
Sure.
Do you have cross stitch stuff in like a drawer that like you haven't given to anybody or?
Oh yeah.
She's like, oh my God. Yeah. Tons. Because this is what she does when she's like what we do. We're sitting there watching a movie and we're knitting.
Yeah.
She's sitting there watching a movie. She's doing cross stitch.
Exactly.
She pulled out probably 40.
Oh my God.
Of these really big, really intricate designs. And she has no plans for them at all. Two of them she wants made into something, which I'm going to ask my sewer ladies friends if they'll help her out with that whenever she decides what she wants done with it.
Sure.
But the rest of them, she was like, I don't know what to do with them. And I'm like, do you want to keep them for prosperity's sake? I don't know, like at some point in time you will.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, because I'll constantly be making more.
Yeah.
And I go, all right, do you want to sell them? I said, we can just take pictures of them and put them up on Etsy and see if people want to buy them.
Yeah.
And
because people do buy.
She's like, really? And I go, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're doing it like me, us in a lot of respects, I'm a process person, not always. A few things are project, yes, but the stuff I did on the ship was mainly to keep me busy, and I enjoy it, and I watch TV, and I like doing it, and the main reason I haven't cross stitched is because I don't have my eyesight isn't as good as it used to be, and I should get back to it.
Terry says, "Love it. Who is who?" I said one of these is Shaza. One of these has to be named Shaza because chicken Sharon.
No, wait, let's see who's who. Let's see. Oh, I don't know. You guys are going to have to probably decide that. We'll have to show it a couple of times. Maybe in the spring we'll do a contest to name them to see what they come across.
Well, I think
this is probably
I think this needs to be Shaza.
That's Shaza. And this is Marcia telling Karen how to pick it up. And this is somebody else, like somebody looking around going, oh, that's cool. I'm going to do that too.
Well, I think the one that's saying, oh, that's cool. I'm going to do that too should be me.
Yeah, that's her. That should be her.
This one right here.
And Marcia is the one that's explaining to whoever. I think the one can be whoever. It could be the whoever person.
You.
No, this is whoever. Marcia's saying
because you're knitting. You're knitting. So this needs to be Deb.
Oh.
And this is Marcia telling
me. No, you're doing it wrong. Turn it around. I got to take it out. Oh my God, you finally figured it out.
Right.
See how happy she is because I figured it out. So this is so great.
Yeah.
I saw that, and that's a perfect frame.
I may end up having, like I said, well, I'll help you set up an Etsy account. She's like, oh.
Well, I know how that is.
And so I'm like, well, I can always add a subcategory into mine. So
sure.
Yeah. So since I'm on the Etsy account, I also decided I got some new beads, y'all.
Really?
I did, from a different supplier, and they're so nice.
Really?
Yeah. So I made up new sets. Y'all can't see these very well. They are opaque green with a metallic brownish rust color speckle on them.
Nice.
I called them orchids because they reminded me of the green speckled orchids.
Oh, those are nice beads.
They're Japanese stone beads.
Oh my God, those are so cool.
And I decided, y'all, the new ones, and I'm going to bring up, I will gradually add them into existing listings, but each ring set is now going to have matching 2-ring markers that go with it.
Perfect for the
and
it'll be in round?
It'll be in each listing.
Beginning of the round or something?
No, I mean, it'll be separate.
Okay.
It's a separate.
Oh, nice.
But it's an option in each listing if you want a 2-ring marker or if you want.
Or just a single ring.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I did these, which is green rings, this kind of mossy green rings with pale pink glass and opaque. And I called them Thinking of Peonies.
Oh, that's so nice. Oh my God, these are gorgeous for the spring.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Because it just reminded me of like
a peony.
Like a peony, the very first
pretty
part of the peony coming up.
Oh, this is cool. She put like more of a glassy one and an opaque one. That's gorgeous.
So that's kind of what I've been doing. I have another thing of colors coming out of rings.
Everybody liked your ducks.
Yeah.
I gave the ducks earrings away.
You're gonna love this color.
Okay.
Because I know you.
Oh my God, is that gorgeous? Look at that.
I think I'm going to call it neon lights.
Oh, I think that's gorgeous. Look at it. It really is. You've got a little bit, you can't really tell. There's no way you're going to be able to see. But there's a little like bright green in the center, like a light, like an LED lights being lit up in the middle.
There's silver and black rings with all the neon colors. Pink, orange, blue, green, purple.
Oh my gosh.
Yellow.
They're gorgeous.
The whole shebang.
And she has them in the silver ring too.
Silver and gold.
Oh my God.
It'll be a mix. So it reminded me, first I couldn't decide if I wanted them on silver or black.
Right.
And then I'm like, but I like the mixture because it reminds me of neon signs.
Oh, it does.
So that was my whole.
And then if you're out in the sunlight, they'll sparkle. If you're underneath a certain, like a can type light, it'll be that, and it won't be too overly bright when you're. Oh, those are cool. That's a good distributor.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, I think they're really good.
They're expensive, but I like them.
That's all right.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. So while we're doing you, let's show them what you're working on.
Oh, okay. So
this is great.
So I got this pattern. Can't remember where. By Deborah Tomasello. It's called Ice Cube Blizzard and Ice Cubes, and basically it's just color work. I wanted some relatively easy color work hats. And so this is what I picked up. I was like, okay, that's good. As I said, I can't remember where I got the pattern from, but I'm sure if you just Google Blizzard and Ice Cubes, it would come up.
Or you're going to get Blizzards and Ice Cubes.
Well, okay, so Google Blizzard and Ice Cube knitting pattern.
Yeah, that probably would be good.
Pattern.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I told my husband, I said, I'm really kind of wanting to do a little color work. I said, would you like either one of these hats? And he goes, I like the Ice Cube one. And I said, okay, what colors would you like? And he says, well, blue and orange. After he thought about it for a minute. Because I was going to go green and gold.
Okay.
Packer colors.
Right, sure.
And I might have been able to come up with those colors a little bit easier than the blue and orange, but I digress. I just went in and I went into my yarn room and I found some blue, and I couldn't come up with orange for you. It's just not a color I have a lot of. I think I actually may have some hunter orange from something that you may have brought me for like pumpkin or something a while ago, but that was acrylic and I didn't want to mix it with.
Right.
Well,
with the
at any rate, so I had a bunch of blue, and then I went out and I brought in the closest thing I could come to with orange. And he goes, that doesn't look good together. And I go, I agree. I don't like it either. So then I went back into my room and I come out with a color combination that I like. The combination goes together, but it is definitely not blue and orange. It's teal and peach. Literally.
Now you can't, because
teal
of the stupid, you can't really see too much. But I think once maybe you get outside, or if he wears it with a jacket, it might be. But it looks good
you know
together.
what? He's 6'4". He can wear whatever color he wants to.
Whatever he wants. Look at this.
But
and it's top down. How wonderful is that? So you guys can get a feel. I love this. I love this because then I can do the bit of color work at the top, and I'm not doing 8,000 stitches. If I screw it up, I can take it out and come back. So this is cool.
So I decided that this was going to be my work project because as much as I like doing color work, I really can't do this sort of color work and watch a movie.
No.
So I do it when
she's been very busy at work.
Yeah, can you tell I'm really busy at work?
But she's
of course. I think that is like a week's worth.
But
that
I've
is like
seen
a week.
You working, and she is uber efficient in her job. I mean, they give her this task, and when I was there to help them with inventory, she had this stack of stuff to do, and I had this stack to do. And it took me 2 hours. And she's sitting there on the internet doing other work while she's waiting for people to bring. And she had like a stack like this. She's uber efficient. She knows her job and she works well and she works fast. And she doesn't make a lot of mistakes, as you can tell from the stuff she does, you know.
Well, I always try to, if there's a faster way to do something, I'm going to figure it out.
You are definitely a KISS girl.
Yeah. Exactly. Keep it simple, stupid.
That's my motto in life. Keep it simple.
Absolutely.
Stupid. Yep.
So I have to keep my knitting really fucking simple when I'm watching a movie because I'm watching the movie, goddammit. I'm not paying attention to my knitting.
Well,
I need to have round and round and round we go or something.
Yeah.
You know, even
I get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it. It's the same sort of thing when, sitting upstairs and doing something that you have to count, and then somebody comes over and asks you what they're doing, or you hear something on here, or they start talking numbers as you're going through this, and then you miss the whole section of the main part of, well, why are you attacking that building?
Right.
Okay, I missed that. Back it up 3 minutes because I was busy counting my Stephen West 457 stitches going forward. So I love it. And so, there you go.
Maggie says the baby will be in around this December 10th.
Wonderful. Well, baby news. My niece was due, my great niece, the one with Sylvie.
Mm-hmm.
She was due with number 2, accident number 2. They want another kid, but not quite so soon, in December. And she was hoping for December 11th because of her insurance, right? Signing up. Wrongo! Little guy came the end of October. Big, nice looking little guy too. He wasn't that little. So it's a good thing he got his butt out there because Rachel isn't that tall. She's a little bit taller than me. She likes hanging out with me because she can do this.
You can do that?
Yeah, most of her friends are taller than her because she's on the short side. So she thinks us together, she's really cool because then she can do this and walk around and be this much taller than me. So
you should tell her she shouldn't do that. That's making you shorter every year.
I know. but I'm never going to be shorter than 5 foot. I don't care what they write down on a piece of paper. When people tell me I'm 5 foot, I just tell them I'm 5 foot because that's just going to happen. So anyway, next part. Okay, I did do a lot of knitting, as you know, because
you just need to rapid fire through that bullshit.
I know.
I'm teasing.
No.
Sorry about me eating grapes, but those are just too good.
They were so good this morning. They're so fresh. Rachel, speaking of Rachel, is my great niece. She's an OB nurse, and she works with females all the time. And this is a yarn I got at her graduation in Michigan at a shop in Ann Arbor called "Let Me Tell You About My Uterus." This is the name of it.
The name of the yarn, not the name of the shop. There is not a yarn shop in Ann Arbor called "Let Me Tell You About My Uterus."
Wouldn't that be the best thing ever? I think that's what we're going to name it. Yeah,
no,
I love it.
No.
Yeah. LMTYAU.
No.
That's our shop.
Our shop will be called Fats.
Fats, yeah, Flockaroundthetable.
FATT.
Yeah, FATTS. Fats. But anyway. So I made her a shawl, and you guys saw it. It's called Bell Bell, but I finished that. See, you kind of see. She's gonna get more coffee. Really nice. This section here is a little bit different, kind of like you pull your yarn over your knit two together, as you kind of see a little bit. Look it up. It's on Ravelry. Wonderful.
No, don't use Ravelry, damn it.
No, don't use Ravelry. I'm mad at them too. So anyway, or I'll have to, maybe I have the pattern. I can tell you the designer, and you can go to their webpage and see it. I'm mad at Ravelry. We're mad at Ravelry these days. We're mad at a couple of things these days. So I'm sure as many people are, but her pattern shows that it's a little more open, so it looks like your yarn over knit two together type situation, and it's really not. It's got the yarn over goes over the knit two together. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not explaining that well. And it is by Parsi, Pariser Landluft, Landluft. And so I'm not sure. You may be able to find that. If you're not mad at Ravelry, go to Ravelry because that's a good place to go. So that was it.
No, it's not. It's a terrible place to go. Don't say
that. But it's a place to go to look for patterns. So I finished this because I wanted to make sure I did. In the beginning, I did this. And I stayed on it because I wanted to make sure I got it done. Then in the mail, I went because of the wonderful world of Leading Men Fiber Arts. Those guys lately.
Gotta love me some Leading Men.
Yes. Their colorway was Late Night Pillow Fight. So I made a hat of Late Night Pillow Fight. It's a lot of pearls. It's a variation of Stevens West hat called Dustland. But the top is kind of more like the Musselburgh top, but it's a variation because I didn't do it completely because you couldn't really tell everything going on. And I have another skein, and it's going to have mittens, and it's going to have a light purple, lavender, pinkish pom-pom that came in a kit from Leading Men.
Okay.
So this is a hat that I finished. And I did make one other hat that I gave to one of the crew. It was white with a little bit of green in it. Kind of looked like a baby color. With just little specks of green. And she loved it because it was so spring-like. And I ended up giving it to her. But I originally made it for my nail technician because this is her first winter in the States. So she's here. So instead, I made her this one, which is kind of like my own pattern. And out of just
but that's super cute. It's
Lion brand. Yeah.
It's a Lion brand?
Yeah, Lion brand Mandela ombre because it's acrylic. And that's all they had at Walmart when I got to Hawaii.
Yeah.
So I made this for her, and it kind of looks, it's got
I like it.
It's a pearl two knit two, and then it's separated with pearls, double rows of pearls. And then, 3 rows of knit to get to that. So it adds a nice, and then the top I just knit so many and knit 2 together. So it was my own sort of creation
Cool.
that I did.
Cool.
I only bought 1 set of yarn the entire time I was gone. Only one. Guys.
Only one.
Only one set.
Where at?
Singapore.
In Singapore? Okay.
Yeah. And it's called Hungry for Yarn.
Oh my gosh, those are gorgeous colors, though.
Aren't they beautiful? It's called Sea Breeze, which is perfect, and Oceana. I mean, how could that be more better?
How more apropos could you get?
And
but they're pretty.
Aren't they great?
You need to put those together.
It's either going to be a shadow shawl, or it's going to be Kallaria, Kallara, by Amba O'Brien. Because she uses 2 different skeins, but similar colors that you get together. And then, of course, I finished that. I started this on the ship. Again, this is one of my own creations because I didn't have a pattern for it. Originally, I was going to do a hat, and I decided not. This is Mr. Grinch collection.
Oh, my goodness. I love that combination. It goes from hot pink to green.
Right. This one is
with a speckle right
sauce,
in the middle. Oh.
Artnick sauce. Red.
Did you
dead tomato? Mr. Grinch, stink, stank, stunk, and seasick crocodile are the colors.
Did you just get that, or did you find that in your stash?
No, I bought that right before I went.
Okay,
I did. No, I didn't find that in my stash. So I decided it's a very thin yarn. So I decided instead of making a hat, I am going to do a little mitten. So
oh my goodness.
Christmas mitten. So I'm going to write my own
y'all, these are absolutely freaking adorable.
And the middle section is going to be the Mr. Grinch part, and then I'll repeat this at the end.
Y'all,
isn't that cute?
Those are
cute.
Adorbs.
Yeah, and I have to.
Are you going to make a mittens with the flop over mitten or just fingerless mittens?
Fingerless mittens right now, and maybe you do like a sock hat or something with this.
Oh,
so
sure.
It's kind of a set,
so
or maybe a cowl, like the rainbow cowl or something.
Yeah.
Something like that, so that it's kind of a set. But I worked on these. It was so funny because everybody saw me working on my Stephen West. Yanked that sucker out, guys. I was really busy.
She was busy.
I'm telling you, I was busy, guys. Now, I know you haven't seen it since forever.
Since over a month. For over a month.
Well over a month. It's been
since
like the summer. I put it away in the spring because I had just gotten over it. I was just over it. So I pulled it out. I wasn't sure I was even going to take it. And at the last minute, I decided to go ahead and take it. So this is Glittering Snow Case, and he has a new one out. His new panner's out.
Yeah.
I might have to get it.
Why?
Because I love it.
Okay.
But the new one is in fingering. This one's in DK. So this is the shawl so far.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if you can really see too much, but this is where I did this on the ship from here down. On the ship, counting. And I just absolutely love the design at the bottom here. It's just incredible.
This is cool down here, guys.
Yeah.
It is cool. Glittering snowflakes.
Yeah, it's Snowscape.
Glittering snowscape.
Hyper knitting number 4.
Okay, it is cool.
Isn't it cool? So that was the other thing I was working on but you're at 460 some stitches.
So it takes you an hour to get through one row.
Yeah. My goal was 2 a day to go down and come back. Because down you had to count as a rule. Like now the row is, and I'm not giving anything away, even though she don't like when I do this, but you like knit, purl 1, knit 3.
Yeah.
So you have to count. And then I move the stitch over because you add 1 on both ends. So then I have to kind of make sure, okay, what do you mean I'm only at 49? And then when you do the knit, the slipping over 1, you actually go beyond.
Right.
And then you got too many here. And it was, oh my word. And then of course everybody sees you doing this. And I've got it up on the table and then they notice the stitching. And
they want to see it.
of course they do, but nobody actually touched it to the point that where they took it apart.
That's good.
So that was good. They were all very, very appreciative of it. But we had a lot of Asians on the ship, and they'd come up. Oh, I'm not. If I'm swearing, I'm sorry. But they'd come over and they'd ask me. I'm like, huh? And then her daughter the family member speaks English, comes by and says she wanted to know what this is. And I said, well, it's a shawl, and and I said, you wear it like this, and of course you're trying to demonstrate when they're in front. And then of course she has to go get her friend, who has to get her friend.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, I'm holding a class.
Yeah.
And they're all like, oh, it's so hard. How can you do that? How hard to do? And I'm like, very easy. So I do a stitch, and then I get talking, and then it'd be like, wait a minute, my cam's off. And of course I did the stitch like back here.
See, that's when you have to go 40 hours of class. Once you've done that, come back and see
me. Yeah.
No, I mean,
no.
Yeah, you're too nice. You're not going to do that, but
no, but still, and then
that's what you want to do. You want to just be like, it's going to be a while.
Yeah, you're
gonna knit a bunch of other things before you tackle something like this.
Yeah, and I did run into a lot of people who, a couple ladies were doing socks. That's what they mainly do when they cruise. Is the socks, because it's easy enough and you don't have that much to carry around. Whereas this, I had not only this, but I had the other yarn just in case I got far enough. I didn't start it until later because I was like, nope, I got to finish stuff. And I did do one other hat, but this might be the end of our day here. But Sue and I need to discuss this a little bit with you. I'm not really sure how to bring it up, but
I do. I'm going to bring it up right here.
Okay, good.
This is a Musselburgh hat that I started to do when I started doing those crochet things with the minis. Right. And I had so much left over of each one. And I thought, I'll just make a stripy Musselburgh. Doesn't matter what color it is. None of that really matters. I don't really care what color, blah, blah, blah. I'm taking it out.
Yep.
I'm taking it out because designers and companies don't know how to keep their ass out of fucking politics.
Yep.
Not only am I taking it out, I'm ripping up the fucking pattern. I will never, ever make another Musselburgh. And then after this episode, I will never say this stupid pattern again.
We won't.
I said the other day that I was going to make up a crochet pattern that was kind of like this.
Yeah.
To do something very easy to do with extra scraps or to make a great little pattern. And that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I think that's good. And the reason why we are feeling this way is because the designer put out on her website that making some unnecessary, almost demeaning to, very demeaning, actually, in my opinion, to the party that people who might have voted for the president-elect, and lumped us in a category that I don't believe we should be put in as being. She referred to us as transphobic, as that we should be grieving because of this, and that she wanted to know that
racist,
that we are processing, grieving, and panicking along with you. We see the ways in which this election result is part of a global turn to the right and rise in racism and transphobia that puts the most marginalized people in all our communities at risk.
Absolutely does not.
And I don't believe that it does.
I know it doesn't. I know it doesn't.
I am not in any way, shape, or form. I and I'll admit, I'm going to tell you, if you don't like it, fine, unfriend us, don't talk to us. That's okay. I vote a Republican, and the main reason I vote Republican is because I'm on the conservative side. But that doesn't mean I want to help people, and that doesn't mean my neighbors who are gay shouldn't be able to have their life the way they have. In fact, they're wonderful people.
Yeah,
they take
they're
care
great
of our
people.
dogs. They're wonderful.
Yep.
My neighbor just happens to be of the opposite color, which is kind of funny because his name is Frank White. My father's name was Frank Brown. And when I introduced them the very first time, the look on my face told the whole story, because I went, Frank, I said, Dad, this is Frank White. Frank, this is Frank Brown. And I just sort of went, oh my God, never even put it together. And in my philosophy, Frank lived there and has lived there longer than I have, even though I've lived in this house for 32 years. My job as this neighbor is to maintain my house so that his property doesn't go down, whether he's black, white, orange, gay, transphobe, whoever he is. I don't care if he's a Martian, is my responsibility. And to be nice to everybody, whoever they are, and accept everyone. And I expect them to respect me and my rights and my privileges. And this I felt was the wrong forum and shouldn't have been put out, because they were supposed to put out a new pattern. And they
had said that they were going to be releasing a new pattern.
And they didn't, because she felt it weird.
And what's really crazy to me is such strong opposition to the American Constitution comes from people who live in other countries and have no fucking idea what our Constitution gives the American people.
The right.
So if you're in the UK or you're in Canada and you don't like what's going on in America, that's fine. You have the right. In our world, you have the right to not like it, but you don't have the right to try and swing our elections here.
Right.
The people in America finally stood up and said, we're not going to take this again.
We're not going to go through it again. And I think that was a lot of it. Things need to change. We do need to change. Things need to be whatever. Maybe the world and the entire world needs to have a little more respect for anybody and everybody. And,
absolutely.
And maybe that's where we need to somehow get somebody to do this. And I'm sorry if we offend. I didn't mean to offend anybody. I'm just telling you my opinion that I felt. And I don't care. I don't care if I offend anybody at this point, because they don't care if they offend me by calling me racist, homophobic, transphobic, Nazi. The whole bit.
Every name in the book has been called to anybody who's conservative in America over the last 4 years. And they haven't taken one inkling of consideration to how we feel about being called these things.
Exactly.
So I don't really care. If I'm offending you by saying this is what I am, then
this is how we
you're offended. I don't care.
This is how we are. It's in a lot of respects, it's like, my philosophy is, why in the hell would you use metal needles? That's ridiculous. They slide. They're not, they're not things. But yet you use them, but that's you.
But I like them because they do slide. So
she likes them. So great. Go for it. Okay.
You hold your yarn like this.
The thing is we have to be able,
we got to be able to talk to each other without calling each other names.
Exactly. If I think you're an asshole, I can say you're an asshole in
my head.
Please
tell me. But you can also tell me you're an asshole.
Tell you because you're a person, because we're friends. Because we do that. I mean, I know I'm a squirrel, but
people are losing friends over this because people will not sit down and talk with each other.
Exactly. That's it. And respect the other person's side. And that's what you have to do, because there are two sides to every story. There's two parties. There's two ways to get things done. There's more than one way to do things. And
but at least we have to have the ability to sit down rationally and talk with each other instead of name calling.
Exactly. And that's one of the things I hope I take away from all of this is for me to have more tolerance of people who want to label me, and there is no label for me other than squirrel. I think that's
You are a squirrel.
Yeah, I think you probably have to put that in there. And a babbler and everything. So I don't know. I did finish one on vacation. This is Mikey's. And I read the letter to him, and he said, I don't know now whether I want
to wear it.
He said,
we're not going to read the letter to you guys. It is out there in the world of the interwebs. If you want to read it,
go get it. I read a couple of lines from it, but
just as offended at that as I was when 5 years ago when Ravelry put out their thing.
Yeah.
And I left Ravelry that day. As soon as I read that, I left Ravelry that day, and I haven't gone back, and I haven't had any issue finding any patterns.
No, none whatsoever. There are plenty, and everybody's now. Websites are up and about, and everything is there. So, that's where we're at, and so you won't ever hear the words. So
you're either going to be pulling that out or giving it to the next cruise person who won't know anything about it.
But what I really think it's going to get pulled out because. It's Lolo did it, and that's no moon. It's Star Wars.
Yeah, you might have to.
I have to kind of take it back, and it hasn't been in there that long.
So this
I just finished it. So it's not like it's been
this shell is going to turn into a crochet pattern that Colleen said, "Ooh, that would be great."
That'd be great.
So I'll have to figure out a crochet pattern for a hat.
We'll have to kind of go there
for Colleen
from there. So anyway. Rose has a design that is similar to the Musselburgh for free. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd actually changed.
And Samantha said she'd love to have one where you have crochet and it's on both sides. I think that would be a good idea because I'll
try and figure it out.
See, we can do that. The one nice thing about crochet is you can pick up at the bottom and either you could create so that it's two. Which is the front and back, or you can make it all one solid piece, which is nice with crochet. Whereas this, you could do I've seen them where you have to Kitchener, and that's why I've avoided because of the Kitchener.
Oh yeah, I've Kitchenered. That darn cable cowl that I did, and then I Kitchenered it, but I Kitchenered it inside out. Oh my God, y'all! And it had.
And taking it out.
It had yak and mohair in it, and I had to unkitchener it.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my God.
My cowl, I had to unkitchener it twice. And the third time I just said, forget it, it's got a hole in it. I just make sure the hole's on the inside when I wrap it around. The hole's here instead of on the outside. Actually, I think now I'm going to pull a Karen and just say, Marsha, when you come to knitting, can you put this together for me? Here, Marsha, but give you some fabric. Yeah. Because, Karen, you can pick up your own stitches on your socks. I know it.
Well, she can. Maybe Colleen and I actually talked her into starting. Like the next time you have it, next time you have to pick up.
Pick them up with Marsha?
Pick them up with Marsha. That way, if you mess up, she can fix it, and then you can do it again and do it the right way.
That's what I was thinking, too. That I was kind of thinking that.
Instead of just doing it and then realizing that it's wrong. And then,
because I actually thought about doing the socks, doing socks with my Christmas, because I thought if nothing else, I'll just wear floods so that you can see my Christmas socks.
Absolutely.
Or I'll just wear it on top of my pants.
Or wear leggings and put them on top of your leggings like we used to with the stirrup pants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Why don't we have stirrup pants anymore?
I don't know.
They kept our pants down.
They did. They kept them down. But if you didn't wear the right size, your pants were.
Then you're pulling them off your butt.
Then you're pulling them off your butt constantly anyway. So
you needed to have the stirrups and suspenders.
Yeah. That would be funny. I like wearing a belt and suspenders. I never have understood guys that kind of do that. My brother does that sometimes.
Belt and suspenders.
Yeah, belt and suspenders. Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
So anyway, but besides that, there we're at. That's ours for the day today. So we're gonna go forward from now. Yep. And so as you can see, check this out. Look, we even have. So
she's got notes on it.
But I did one thing wrong.
You only ordered 5.
No, it's upside down.
Oh,
I didn't put it in the printer right. So even if I do
you printed those off, I thought you ordered them.
No, I printed. I wanted to make sure they worked before I order them.
Okay.
Because when I order them, I'm going to get them on the fancy glossy type, so it's fun to write and draw. So I can kind of, those doodle cards. Have you seen those on Biscotti? And Stephen B has them. They came out for Rhinebeck. They're a bunch of cards that you get for patterns to make these type of patterns.
Oh, sure.
Doing
to
repeat. So they have them on the internet, but they actually came out with decks of cards. Well, when I first saw them, I thought, oh, wouldn't that be fun? I can get them and color them.
Oh, right.
But that's not what they're for.
Mm.
But I may order a pack anyway, but they're kind of expensive for cards when I can print them off the internet. So I may print off a few and see what we can come up with. Maybe we can have Flock Around the Table printing cards. But you know what? I took all my stuff to color and I colored one day.
Uh-huh.
And I had a stack of coloring stuff that I wanted to do.
Yeah, and it took up how much room in your
oh, about like this.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And then all of this fit, I'm serious, all of this fit in my suitcase and 42 pairs. I learned a way to fold my underwear. 42 pairs of underwear fit in one spot in the suitcase, just like this.
But my God, she made room for those colored crayons that she.
I had to bring those. Those are always in my bag. So whatever. They're there for just in case. And, and so anyway, but that's our story for today. I'm so happy to be back. I'm glad everything's going good here. Maggie, let us know about the baby. Keep us posted.
Yeah.
So we have baby news and we can kind of, put it on, send it to Sue. On Instagram or something, and then she can repost. Can you repost Instagram? If she sends you something, can you post it to Flock Around Table?
If she
would have sent it to Sue, or send it to Flock, or just send it. I don't know how you do that. Whatever. I would tell you, but however you can get it to, we can post it free, so everybody knows that Maggie's got a little one coming.
Right.
And Samantha, yes, we will have Sue work on that. And
I'm going to work on a crochet thing before I start another knitting one.
And let's see what else. I wanted to say something else and I can't remember. My brain just left me. Jeanette, another Australia person. We had a lot of Australians on the cruise. I didn't realize it's an 8-hour flight from Australia to Singapore. I thought it was closer. I had no idea that it was 8 hours away.
Australia is like way out there.
It really is, but the Pacific Ocean is so much bigger than so much bigger than the Atlantic
Stop
Ocean.
spitting on me, woman.
I've been doing that. I think it's because of the way my teeth are now, because this thing is
connected it in a different little area.
Yeah, different little areas. I don't know. I've been spitty more lately. I guess that's my problem. But anyhow, such as
your germs are my germs.
Yeah, we shared. Well, no, we don't. Germs, yeah, but spit, no.
I mean, you're sitting right next to me. If I don't have your germs on me by now, whatever.
I know. She will ask herself. Yes, Meg. I have to ask somebody.
By the
way, help me too.
Deborah, did you get me this? It's way too people-y outside.
Yeah, I think I did.
I needed a beginning of the round marker, and of course I was at work. And I was digging around, and this was the only bag that I had. And of course, I didn't have a marker pack, a little thing in the bottom.
Exactly. I did. This is one of mine.
I found that in my purse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, I was the day I found this, I thought I was trying to find something that was with the F word, telling them to get out of your way.
Yeah.
Like, don't talk to me, leave me alone. So,
it's so funny that
I didn't find that.
People get me like
stuff.
One of my sales reps sent me a candle that said, "Sue." It's a candle. It's a little jar candle, and it has a sticker on it that says "Sue's last nerve is on fire."
I love it. That was always my favorite. Getting my last nerve. You still have one left, and I'm like, yeah, and you're on it. So, yeah. Anyway, have a nice week. We will see you all next Sunday, and stay out of trouble and behave and be kind, respect, and do whatever you're going to do. And let us know what you're knitting on next week. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Talk to you later. Not a touchscreen.
Oh, fuck. I forgot. It's been a while. I actually got us live, though, so that's good.
You did?
Yeah, I know. I mean, oh, wait, here. You and this